Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter, and I say, do it, Elon, do it. With Elon Musk's impending purchase of Twitter, we might actually find out what went on behind the scenes during the Hunter Biden laptop story, why so many conservatives have been banned from Twitter versus the left. We will have access to all these papers because Elon is not doing it for monetary reasons. Now, consider the shareholders of Twitter. They are being screwed by the board because Elon is willing to pay a substantial price increase over what the shares are worth. The shares have languished for years, being no higher almost than when Twitter initially came on to the public markets. And why is this? It's because management is doing all they can to destroy shareholder value, but not everybody's shareholder value, which I will explain momentarily. But when you kick Donald Trump off, when you kick Milo Yiannopoulos off, when you kick Alex Jones off, yeah, that's going to leave a lot of people in a lurch and send them elsewhere to other social media companies that might support their views. In exchange for perpetuating a certain ideology, you are losing users that are generating revenue for you by the millions. This is one of the main reasons that Twitter has been languishing. So what is the purpose of doing so? If it runs counter to shareholder interests, runs counter to the profit motive, why would people be supporting this? Why would the board be initiating a poison pill by trying to dilute Elon Musk, by giving other shareholders, every single one except for Elon Musk, the ability to purchase more shares at a discounted price? Why would they be doing this? Because this is a crown jewel for the multi-trillion-dollar asset investors. And this is all about money to them. Let's just assume that. For some people, it is about control of the narrative. It is about control over what ideology you favor. For some people, it's a bit about ideology. It's about suppressing voices that they disdain and amplifying the voices of those whom they agree with. However, for the big asset money managers, this is a crown jewel in control of profits. Allow me to explain and why they disdain the common investor. Let's just assume that you have trillions of dollars, that you're an asset manager, and some of the companies that you have a big part of are petitioning Washington for tax revenues for their products. And you have one candidate, say Donald Trump or any other populist candidate, maybe even Bernie Sanders, who's not so in favor of donating taxpayer money to the Warren machine. And meanwhile, you have candidate status quo over here, who is more than willing to give them whatever they want, thus enabling the profits of these corporations that these huge asset managers like BlackRock, like Vanguard, like State Street own so much of. Owning Twitter and the discourse allows them to elect the candidate who best suits their needs. Thus, part of the reason why Hunter Biden's laptop story was suppressed before the election. Because it ran counter to their monetary interest, because they knew that Joe Biden was more likely to yield greater amounts of profits to go along with what they wanted versus Donald Trump, who was withdrawing troops, who didn't want to start any new wars. Thus, being able to call up management and state that this is the discourse that we want suppressed, that we don't want this story being amplified. We want the voters in the dark. Yeah, watch Jack Dorsey right here say that this was the corporate decision at a Bitcoin conference when he was heckled.
How can you say that this is a currency for everyone in the world when you are the king of censorship? Bitcoin is about decentralization, and you have no right to be here today speaking about this.
We can talk about it.
You are interfering in elections.
I know there's a number of you out there who disagree with a lot of actions that Twitter has taken. I know there's a lot of you out there who disagree with our policies and the way we've evolved them. I appreciate that. I recognize it. I also recognize the fact that there is an incentive and a corporate incentive and a business incentive that is different than what might be needed for global communication, for public conversation.
So there you have it. You had a cheap choke point of shares that were not performing well. Not going down to zero, but they were not performing up to the market standards. Yet, for the big time investors, the possibility of controlling the narrative, and if they only did it 1 or 2 times, they could alter, as they did, elections in the United States. That, my friends, was well worth the price, and why it is far more valuable to them than what Elon Musk is paying, despite the fact that it negatively impacts the average shareholder who's more than willing to sell, and why Elon Musk is now doing a tender offer for all outstanding Twitter shares. Guys, let me know what you think of my theory in the comments section below. Thumb up this video and subscribe and hit the all notification bell. Peace, enjoy, tweet this one out.